Then, boom, helicopter ride to Seattle. Talk about an entrance.
It's like a fairy tale, almost, taking her from her normal life into his world of luxury.
I know. It sets the scene for this crazy, intense relationship that's about to happen. They get to his super fancy apartment, and he finally drops the bomb. He has a, quote, proposition for her.
And
Welcome to Witter. Who Has Time to Read? The podcast that brings deep dives for busy minds. Listen to AI hosts Jane and Dane and get ready to unpack the world's most captivating books in just a fraction of the time. Whether commuting, working out, or just squeezing in a quick break, we deliver key insights, thought-provoking themes, and takeaways you can carry into your day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Plus, use our links in the description to purchase this book. Your support helps us bring more engaging book discussions to you. Listen and follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Who has time to read? You do, with Witter.
All right, let's dive in. You guys gave us a really spicy one this time.
oh, yeah.
The first book of the 50 Shades trilogy.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's going to be fun.
So get ready, folks, because we're going deep into this steamy and, let's be real, kind of controversial novel. We'll break down the main themes and see how the characters change, you know, all that good stuff.
You say controversial. I mean, it definitely set off a cultural, explosion when it came out.
Oh, totally.
But at its heart, it's all about power, desire, and how modern relationships, work. All those dynamics.
Yeah, for sure. And it all starts with Anastasia Steele.
Right.
She's just a regular college student, but then she suddenly finds herself in this crazy world of Christian Grey.
Yeah.
And remember, the only reason she ends up interviewing him for her school paper is because her friend Kate couldn't go.
Oh, yeah. That little detail.
Yeah.
It actually ends up setting a lot of the story in motion.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about that first meeting. So she goes to Christian's office, and it's like you can practically feel the tension. Oh, and
yeah.
He's got this magnetic, brooding energy about him. And the way he talks about his philanthropy is, well, definitely interesting. He even quotes Andrew Carnegie.
Oh, wow.
About the power of the mind. It's almost like a hint, at how much he needs to be in control.
It's like he's laying out his whole philosophy right there.
Right.
For Christian, control isn't just about business or pleasure or whatever. It's like it's deep down inside him. And the fact that he's so upfront about it with Anastasia, it's kind of creepy, but also kind of hot.
I know. It's so weird. And the unexpected encounters don't stop there.
Oh, no.
She bumps into him again, this time at a hardware store.
Hardware store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not exactly where you'd expect to find a billionaire CEO, right?
It's so funny to think about.
I know. It's like, what is this guy doing buying cable ties? Like, is he messing with us? Or is this a peek at the real Christian?
It makes you wonder, like, what's he really like when no one's looking?
Exactly. And then there's that photo shoot where he agrees to let Anastasia and her friend Jose take pictures of him for their article. But then he says, I'm glad Miss Kavanaugh couldn't do the interview. It's like, whoa, hold on a sec. What's going on here?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a red flag.
Totally. And then he rescues her from almost getting hit by a cyclist, which should be romantic, right? But it's not. It's just awkward.
Yeah, it's like he's not even interested.
And she's clearly into him, but he's just not giving her anything back, which just makes her more curious.
Oh, for sure.
Fast forward to her graduation party, and things take a wild turn. She drinks a little too much and calls him out of the blue.
That's surprising. She's usually so shy.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's like the alcohol, let loose this impulsive side of her we haven't seen before.
Interesting.
And then Christian shows up at the party.
No way.
Yeah. And then he ends up taking care of her when she gets sick. It's almost like he's drawn to her vulnerability.
Like a shift in their dynamic. It's the first time he's really taken care of her. It shows this softer side to him.
Yeah, totally. And then, boom, helicopter ride to Seattle. Talk about an entrance.
It's like a fairy tale, almost, taking her from her normal life into his world of luxury.
I know. It sets the scene for this crazy, intense relationship that's about to happen. They get to his super fancy apartment, and he finally drops the bomb. He has a, quote, proposition for her.
And that proposition, of course, is that infamous contract.
Yeah.
It lays out all rules for a dominant, submissive relationship. It's where the book really gets into BDSM.
Right. BDSM, for anyone who doesn't know, is basically exploring power dynamics and role-playing in a sexual context. But it's all consensual, of course.
Exactly. And Anastasia is totally shocked, Which makes sense. She even tries to push back on some of the rules.
Yeah, which is interesting.
It shows that she's not just going to, blindly follow him.
Oh, yeah, she's got a mind of her own.
And Christian is thrown off by her pushing back, especially when he finds out she's a virgin.
That's a big reveal.
It adds another layer to everything. Now, it's not just about the BDSM stuff. It's about her being inexperienced emotionally and him wanting to guide her, which, for a control freak like Christian, is probably super appealing.
Totally. So he takes her to his playroom, which is dedicated to, well, BDSM activities.
Oh, wow.
And let's just say things get intense.
You can really see the power dynamics at play. Christian is totally in charge, calling all the shots.
But even when things are super intense, you can tell Anastasia wants more, like a deeper connection.
Right. And then outside the playroom, it's all playful banter, flirty emails, that kind of thing.
He even gives her a new laptop. But you always get the feeling he's testing her.
It's this constant back and forth. She's attracted to him and the excitement, but she also wants a normal romance. And those two things just don't mix with Christian's need for control.
And she doesn't just let him walk all over her either. Remember when she goes to visit her family in Georgia?
Yeah.
Her mom gives her some great advice.
Oh, yeah. What'd she say?
She tells her to trust her gut and not overthink everything.
That's good advice.
Right. And then, bam, out of nowhere, Christian shows up at the hotel bar where she's with her mom.
What? No way.
Yeah. And he completely flips out when he sees her flirting with her friend, Jose.
Really?
And his jealousy goes through the roof when he finds out she's not so sure about his relationship with Elena.
Oh, yeah, Elena. She's a big part of his past, and he really doesn't want to talk about it with Anastasia, which obviously creates problems.
And it's not just jealousy, it's trust. She feels like he's hiding things, and his defensiveness makes it worse.
They both feel hurt and insecure, which just leads to a huge fight.
It's like they can't communicate.
Right. They both want to be close, but they don't know how to be open and honest with each other.
And then, to make things worse, Christian just leaves her there at the bar with her mom.
Seriously.
It's cold, right? It just shows how imbalanced their relationship is.
He has all the power.
And then the final blow, she gets this impersonal text telling her to go to his hotel, and he signs it with his full CEO title. It's a total power move. He's shutting down emotionally and reminding her who's in charge. It leaves you hanging, wondering if she'll give in or finally break free.
That's intense.
Yeah.
So it's like, will they or won't they?
Yeah.
We're left wondering if Anastasia is strong enough to stay away or if Christian's going to pull her back in.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't help that she can't stop thinking about him, even though she decided to walk away.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's this mysterious, powerful guy who's turned her whole world upside down.
Totally.
Yeah.
And she's still trying to wrap her head around everything, so she starts researching BDSM.
Oh, wow.
Trying to learn more about that world Christian introduced her to.
It's pretty brave of her.
Yeah.
Facing something so unfamiliar head on.
Yeah, it shows she's not afraid of a challenge. She wants to understand it all.
And it's important for her to figure this out, for her to understand desire and consent and all of that.
Yeah, definitely. Meanwhile, Christian's showering her with gifts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like a brand new laptop. Because, everyone needs a fancy new computer after a breakup.
Right.
And he sends these playful, almost teasing emails, urging her to, embrace her submissive side.
It's interesting how they still have this dynamic, even through emails.
Yeah.
Christian's being all charming and controlling at the same time.
I know, right? And Anastasia's pushing back, but you can tell she's still intrigued.
It's like they're dancing around each other, even though they're apart.
Yeah, and the distance might actually be good for them.
How's that?
Gives them space to figure out what they want, maybe find a better balance.
Makes sense.
But of course, things get complicated.
It'd be 50 Shades without it. But...
Yeah. So Christian ends up being the keynote speaker at Anastasia's graduation ceremony.
Whoa, that's a twist.
Total curveball. It's like he's showing this whole other side of himself, successful businessman, philanthropist, all that.
And it's funny because her stepfather has no clue about their connection. He even comments on how Christian seems so reserved.
It's hilarious.
Right. It shows how Christian has these two sides.
Right.
The public persona, and then this intense, passionate guy that only Anastasia knows.
Totally. And later that night, Anastasia goes out for drinks with Jose, who definitely has a thing for her.
Oh.
She has a few too many. And what does she do? She calls Christian.
Oh, no, not again.
Yeah. It's like a moment of weakness, a mix of missing him, the alcohol, and maybe a little self-sabotage.
Yeah, like she's testing him, seeing if he'll come running.
And of course he does. He shows up at the bar all possessive and angry that she's drunk and flirting with Jose.
Of course he does.
His possessiveness is definitely a red flag, but it also shows his feelings are getting stronger.
It's not just a physical thing for him anymore.
Yeah, he's getting attached, but in his own messed up way.
For sure.
And then things explode when he confronts her about being jealous of Elena.
Elena's like a ghost from his past.
Yeah.
A past he doesn't want to talk about, which creates a huge rift between them.
It's not even just the jealousy, it's the trust thing. She feels like he's hiding things, and his defensiveness just makes it worse.
They're both coming from a place of insecurity.
Which leads to this huge fight.
Classic communication breakdown.
Exactly. They both want to be close, but they just can't express their feelings in a healthy way.
And then Christian just leaves her there at the bar with her mom.
It's awful. Talk about adding insult to injury.
It really shows how he holds all the power.
And then she gets that cold, impersonal text telling her to go to his hotel, and he signs it with his full CEO title, like a boss.
Ouch. That's gotta hurt.
It's a power move, plain and simple. He's shutting down, putting up those walls again, and reminding her who's in control. It leaves you wondering, will she give in or finally break free?
So she's there in his hotel room after that cold text.
Yeah, you can cut the tension with a knife. It's like, is she going to give in to him, or is she finally going to stand up for herself?
It's the moment of truth.
And she does confront him. She wants him to talk about his past, about Elena, the woman who introduced him to BDSM. It's like she's trying to get to the bottom of his need for control, like where it all comes from.
She's not letting him off the hook.
Mm-hmm. She wants answers.
It shows real growth on her part.
Yeah, for sure. She's not just taking his behavior at face value, she's trying to understand him.
And Christian does open up a little?
A little. He talks about his messed up childhood, how Elena helped him, but he's still holding back. So much is left unsaid.
It makes sense, though.
I guess.
I mean, he's been hurt. He's built these walls around himself to protect himself.
Yeah, it must be scary to let anyone in, even someone he cares about.
Totally. Vulnerability is tough for everyone, especially someone like Christian.
And then there's this huge turning point.
What happens?
She challenges him on the contract, specifically the part about punishment.
Oh, wow.
She's been clear about not wanting pain, and he's totally shocked by it. Like, he can't believe she's pushing back on this.
It's a big deal.
It throws his whole world upside down. He thought he had it all figured out, the control, the dominance.
It makes him realize that real intimacy, real connection means compromise.
And that's when he says it. He says he loves her.
Whoa. That's huge.
Christian Grey saying, I love you. It's like he's finally letting his guard down, showing his true feelings.
But is it real love? Or is it possessiveness disguised as love?
That's the question, right? And can Anastasia tell the difference?
Exactly.
Because even though he's declared his love, they still have these major differences. They end up back in the playroom, but the vibe is totally different now.
More intense.
Way more intense. And as things get heated, Anastasia realizes she just can't be the submissive he wants.
So what does she do?
She runs. She leaves him right there, completely heartbroken.
Wow. That's a powerful move.
She chooses herself. Even though it hurts like hell, she knows she can't compromise who she is, not even for Christian Grey.
And it leaves him devastated.
Oh yeah, he's shattered.
Yeah.
She forced him to face his deepest fear. Abandonment.
It's a turning point for both of them.
Totally. She walks away stronger, and he's forced to reevaluate everything he thought he knew about relationships.
It makes you think, can a relationship that starts with such an imbalance of power ever really work?
That's the big question, right? Can Christian let go of control enough to have a real equal partnership? And will Anastasia ever be okay with his lifestyle?
So many questions.
It's what makes this book so fascinating. It leaves you thinking long after you finish it.
For sure.
It makes you question your own beliefs about love, power, and what you're willing to compromise.
Yeah, like what would you do if you were in Anastasia's shoes?
Exactly. And that's what we love about these deep dives, right? They spark these conversations, make you think about things in a new way.
Absolutely.
Well, that was intense. Thanks for joining us as we unpacked this crazy, complicated, and totally addictive story.
It was a wild ride.